All right, so where we left off, you guys are out the back of the Burgomaster's mansion in Berez. Just had a big fight in the garden and managed to recover a shield from the fountain. You'll note that we don't have Sten today. Sten, unfortunately, is not going to be able to continue the campaign due to conflict. So, in the spirit of kind of finessing that transition, I would like to recommend that we move towards a long rest following this encounter. But I'll let you guys kind of play out anything that you would like to outside of the main where we do that, if there is anything that you guys would like to kind of touch on or address.
Wow, you guys are looking a little bit rough after that. You doing okay?
Not sure how I feel about flying, to be honest with you.
Okay, but like, I mean, it's the best feeling in the world, of course, but like, you know.
I might leave it to you most of the time. Everything hurts.
Out of curiosity, is that something that you've been able to do long? Because I seem to recall you falling a lot when we were in the mountains.
Well, last I used my abilities, I saw the wings and just thought, they might do something. And no, it's the first time I've flown.
Well,
They definitely come in handy.
Yeah.
You'll soon find out.
at least you didn't crash.
Well, sure, we'll call that a landing. Yeah.
Don't worry, I can help you with this. I believe that you can fly just as good as me. Well, maybe like half as good as me. But that's okay. We can race and stuff, and then like you'll get better.
Sure, we'll have to try that.
Oh, they changed the way you can move. Weird. So,
Well, if it's all the same to you, is there anything else we have to do here? Because if we, as long as we're done, I think I'd like to get away from this.
I like look around and be like, oh yeah, I second that motion.
Let's find somewhere to rest, please.
Right. So you guys work your way around the mansion back towards the front and into the off of the premises, not far enough into the swamp to venture too deep, but enough that you can see Irina kind of relax a little bit more before you guys set up camp, start a little fire. And the three of you roll me an insight check.
Okie dokie. All right. How long has it been since we played?
Oh,
A long
we're
time.
so back.
Months and months and months. Where is everything on my character sheet? Okay.
Net 20 for a 22.
Wow. Whoa, this looks different. Normal. Does it do it?
Why is there?
What? That's so rude. My first roll back in months.
We are the eternal balance, Todd.
That's so rude.
And then what's funny is, and I rolled a 15, so he was also pretty high.
Well, you said insight, right? Not perception?
Yes.
My perception's so high, okay? Normally I'm used to perception.
All right.
Fine.
So Andar and Nim's kind of distracted with the fact that like she's kind of fawning over Alistair's wings a little bit, whereas Andar and Alistair, you guys notice as you guys are like unpacking your bedrolls and stuff that Sten seems a little tense. He's not his normal kind of warm, chatty self, and kind of stiffly unrolling his bedroll and being a little particular about the way that his hand.
Stan, you've been quiet. Was the flying that bad?
God, I have to do Sten's voice.
Yep, have fun with that.
It's been so long, I don't
Yeah.
remember what it sounds like.
It's not too deep, but it's right about here, I think. Remind me of the question. I was trying to remember the voice.
You've been pretty quiet. Was the flying that bad?
No, just distracted. Thought
Well,
on
you
my mind.
don't have to lie to him. It was atrocious.
Listen, guys, first time.
I mean, yeah, with wings like this, I mean,
Who needs
Yeah.
anemones?
That was weird, Irina.
Sorry, above table joke. But despite you guys kind of cajoling each other and stuff, Sten doesn't seem to really engage in the sarcasm the way he normally does, and he kind of just like tucks himself over and rolls over. Seems to be pretty much straight ready for bed.
I'll
Alistair,
put
can
up
you
a
do-
tiny hut.
All right. And then Mim, what did you say?
Alistair, what do your wings look like again? Can you describe them?
They are like basically the color of mist, but giant angel wings.
So they're like like feathers.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, mine are like bug, dragonfly type wings. Just
Or
so-
hummingbirdy.
Yeah, hummingbirds are still bird wings, but like they flutter like.
But yeah,
hummingbirds,
yes,
right?
like I meant
Yeah, yeah,
pattern-wise. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm okay. And my
Yeah, they're
website is
not out all of the time. They would probably be away for like by now, but
That's-
for RP's sake, we'll say that they were out for a bit longer than I needed them.
Okay, that's fine. all right, cool. We can move on.
To be
Sorry.
fair, Mim would probably not allow you to put them away.
Right away, that's fair.
Yeah, Sten kind of
Um,
Sten's quick to bed, and Irina too is moving kind of stiffly, but you can tell that most of that she's just trying to shake the like. She's made pretty clear that she's not super comfortable with the location you just left, and so this isn't unusual behavior for her in terms of the experiences she's had in the last 24 hours.
wait, Andor, why is it so quiet? It's not supposed to be this quiet when you're doing Tiny Hut. Something's off here. I just don't know what it is, though. Are we all
I'm
just
going to
shocked?
very obviously ignore her.
Is there anything that anyone wants to do before you guys kind of call it for the any campfire chat or any tasks anybody wants to do?
Irina, I'm sorry. I'm sorry things have been so crazy lately.
Kind of scoffs for a second. Honestly, I think I'm growing somewhat accustomed to it. Like, if I'm being honest. It doesn't seem that normalcy runs in this circle.
It doesn't seem that normalcy runs in this place at all.
It was possible to grow used to at times, but that was before you arrived, I think.
You're welcome.
I kind of think she's saying that we're the trouble.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I'd more say your
We made you
arrival.
realize that your whole life was just a horrible, sad lie, and you lived in this horrible place, and that it actually was really bad to get comfortable and used to something when, like, we could do something about it.
That's a little thick, Mim.
What? What do you mean?
He's kind of taken aback by that.
That's what she was saying, right?
This is her home.
Well, and we're gonna fix it.
I think I was more saying, your arrival coincided with things getting more complicated, I'd say. Or, perhaps as Andar would put it, when shit hit the fan.
I like your town.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't like it. I said that when you are comfortable being in a bad place and you don't do anything about it, or like...
Tiny Fairy, I would recommend putting the shovel down.
What shovel? What are you talking about? We didn't bring the chaos. The chaos was here, and we just brought it to light. Maybe. I am a little bit of the chaos, but I'm just saying... Okay, you know what? The shovel is down.
Irina, how are things when your dad was still around?
She visibly stiffens at that, just kind of caught off guard by the question. But then she relaxes a little bit. He was a very steadfast man, very strong leader. He knew everything there was to know about the politics of the various families, and I wouldn't say that he inspired hope per se. That might be too generous during the circumstances, but I think the people felt as secure as they could be when he was around.
And do you think that Ismark will live up to that same task?
I hope so. I know he's capable of it. Unfortunately, he doesn't carry the same gravitas or recognition as my father, but perhaps in time he'll grow to gain it.
It's fair. He seemed like a good man, so here's to hope.
I should hope so. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
Above table, how did her dad die? Was he dead he was dead when we got here. I remember, like, we buried him and stuff.
Correct. He was dead. Let me double check that.
I don't think that we know, which is kind of why I brought it up.
Oh.
I think you did, but I think it's like the beginning of the campaign. Let me double check to see if it says specifically. Because offhand, I think I remember, but I don't. I want to double check before I confirm. Do. Yes, so she did tell you. Basically, when you guys found her, right? The whole house was barred up, and her house had been under siege for multiple days. Basically, at night, wolves and other creatures would attack.
Yep.
And that had been going on for weeks. And essentially, her father's heart couldn't stand the constant assault and the lack of sleep, and he had a heart attack and passed away.
Oh God. That's actually so sad. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, Christ.
The
You might not have gone into that much detail, but I think she implied that like he passed away due to the constant assault on his home.
I think if anything, Ismark would have told us at the beginning.
Yeah, one of the two. Because you guys met Ismark, and I remember you guys met Ismark in the tavern, and then he took you from there to the house where you met Irina.
And we fought the wolves and stuff there. At
Correct.
House. Yeah.
It's not like our group to not berate Ismark, so I bet that happened.
Berate?
Like with questioning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he might have just. But yeah.
I assumed berate. I took berate as like
Beret?
like attack him with like aggress him with language.
No. Just aggress him with questions.
But
Interrogation. Can you stop drinking my tea? It's my tea.
anyone else have any questions or any
Man,
other?
Stop talking to the pixies.
Not just the pixies.
It's already
also
weird
the
they followed us
acorn.
here.
Well, it's not that weird. We talked, the pixies and I, that you need some serious help with your flying, okay? It's not that hard to, like, piece it together.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do before you guys go to bed?
I'm gonna study this herbalism thing that I think I've been doing for the past while.
Okay. Fair enough.
Didn't you remember this, Andar? It was just last night.
Yeah, lots has happened.
All right.
There's so many books in here. I don't remember which one I was reading.
Top, what is Mim doing right now?
I don't. Wait. Didn't I have the book that I was like writing the stories and stuff in? I was writing and drawing in the book. What book was that? It was some
Kind of like a
diary.
little journal, yeah.
You have a journal.
What was it from? Well, I am going in it. I don't remember what it was from, but in it, I'm going to be drawing a picture of Alistair with his wings.
How? Actually, roll me. Let's see. What's the best thing here? Is it performance?
Artistic skill.
There's a craft. There. It's been a while.
Dexterity.
Definitely sleight of hand.
Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, roll me a performance check.
Hey, oh.
All right, this can be as detailed as you want it to be. So do you want it to be like photorealistic, or do you want it to be like really
You
kind
know
of
what?
kiddish?
Actually, it's I rip out papers from the journal, and instead of drawing it, I am origami paper sculpting, but it looks like a marble sculpture, but it's origami paper sculpture together.
All right, fine. She is
Like Greek statue, yeah.
Mim is tearing out pieces of her journal, and then she is literally licking the pages to stick them together in order to try and make what clearly slowly starts to look like a semblance of Alistair with his wings.
It's pretty small, but like probably, well, like I'm already pretty small, so yeah. It's gotta like,
It's probably like 4
against
fingers
the
tall.
far side of Tiny Hut.
that's what I'm doing. I'm working on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Apparently that wasn't what he was hoping you.
No,
I got a 1 on my inside. I can't talk to Sten. He's just acting normal to me. Can't do anything.
if she was doing something else, I was gonna mess with her. But
Fair enough. But he likes the sculpture. So, all right, going once for anything before bed.
Right as I'm drifting off, or like putting stuff back in my bag, I'm gonna grab that wand of enemy detection very subtly inside the bag and expend a charge.
Cool.
Glancing up at Sten.
You don't get any ping from the wall.
And then I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
also in that direction?
I believe that's just like
It's just an AoE thing.
I think so. Let me check. Within 30 feet of me in any direction.
All right. You sense all of your guys' magic items, which are scattered throughout the tent. You obviously have the big bubble around you that is giving off a pretty intense magical aura. But you don't find anything particularly unusual right now.
Right.
What about for Andar's sake? Does he see anything on the shield that is now on my back?
Yes, it is lit up. I should specify that as well. That's what the shield is. Both shields actually are magical.
You have a pack mule right now.
Well, you're just because you're kind of looking into it, Andar, roll me another. Take your choice of either insight or perception, whatever you'd prefer. You're kind of investigating and looking over at Sten and kind of just checking things out. His breathing is steady, and you kind of stare at him. You can't tell if he is asleep or not.
I'm gonna go off, but keep Doctor Who alert.
Right. I'm gonna ping you a question.
I find it funny that Andar like is like Sten's acting kind of weird, and Andar's like suspicious instead of being like, "Is he okay?" And I think that sums up a lot.
All right, going twice for anything anyone wants to do before bed.
All good.
All right, so then everybody starts to settle down. All right, then everybody starts to settle down. And I need Andar and Mim to deafen.
No!
I'm sorry.
What? This is it, but
This is as terrifying for you as it is for me.
I'm not terrified, I just bummed. Fine.
All right, double check.
Well then wait, I'm not deafened. Why am I not deafened? Am I deafened?
No, you're not
No.
deafened. All right, now they're deafened. All right, Alistair.
Yes.
As you fall asleep, find yourself in a dream.
Okay.
And as you kind of drift off, you find yourself floating above a lush forested landscape that takes you a solid moment to recognize. But after a few seconds of scrutiny, you realize that this is Barovia. Colorful and sunlit, and there's an air of happiness that's so antithetical to what you currently know of Barovia that at first it's jarring, seems foreign, but after a moment it almost feels familiar and normal. And you find next to floating is Sten, and Sten turns to you. I wanted to speak to you in private one last time. I hope you can forgive my intrusion, but
Oh, wait. Oh, one last time. What do you mean?
I have a confession.
Okay.
The dreams I've been rationing food. I've been lying to you about their nature. You see, I hoped that by delving into your subconscious, I might be able to perhaps get some help from the higher powers that seem to be. But when that didn't work as I intended, or in the way that I hoped, I began to doubt that that was the correct method and became more determined on taking down Strahd, but knowing full well that the cost of removing the champion means that that spot would be left vacant for someone else to assume the role.
Okay.
I started developing a bit of a coldness because I hoped that if I were to fill that seat, then maybe everyone else could.
But I don't understand. So, you... what are you saying here?
I had hoped to become the champion, soon Strahd's next. Become the new Dark Lord of Barovia. And if I could make it look like a last-minute decision instead of premeditated, maybe I wouldn't be able to hurt anyone's feelings in the process. But after thinking about it longer, it didn't feel right to lie to you.
Dark Lord doesn't really seem to suit you, friend. What are you saying?
Just know that I'm sorry. You see the foliage and the castle and the land of Barovia kind of the fog start to kind of roll in from the edges. And Sten looks at you and he says, by the time you wake up, I'll likely already be on the road. Swamp is dense, but I should be able to avoid any danger as long as I'm careful. I plan to go to the market. I'm hoping that if I were to relay our knowledge of the castle and the events that we've encountered so far, maybe I can convince them that they're needed and warranted in this fight.
I understand. Will we see you again at the end if everything goes our way?
The fog begins to roll in faster and it starts to envelop the ground underneath you and coil up towards your feet. Sten kind of looks at you. I don't know, but I hope we cross paths. And the mist envelops in front of him. A cold chill takes over you, and you're gonna wake up in a start. Let me get the other two back.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Min back and then we'll. Sasha. Andar. Well, I'm waiting for Mim. Actually, I should just. Sasha!
Sasha!
Alright, here she comes. She's in the restaurant. Okay, on.
Right.
All right. So, Andar, you wake up to a pecking on your shoulder as Doctor Who kind of exits you to wake you up. And as you roll over to investigate, Alistair bolts up with a start in a cold sweat, which the sudden movement of startles both Nim and Irina awake. As you guys kind of look around, your tiny hut is still up. You have not been asleep. It is still the depth of night. But you look over and Sten's ear is gone, and there's a small note in its place.
What the? What's that? What?
Huh? Why is it always me? Sten left.
Okay, that's
Left
funny.
where?
Yeah, where'd he go?
He said to go see the Mardikovs to try and have them help in our fight.
Wait, he just ditched us? When we're gonna go fight another big fight?
He said that he had some unfinished business. It's probably the best way to put it.
Don't we all? What?
I would say yes, but I didn't have much say in the matter.
What the heck? What is that? How do you know? Did he wake you up and tell you this? Why didn't he wake us up? Why didn't he say
No,
goodbye to
he
us?
didn't.
He signed my contract, didn't he?
He dreamwalked to tell me.
Mim's gonna
I
get up.
immediately dismiss Tiny Hut and turn to Doctor Who and just say, find him.
Okay. Doctor Who flies off.
What? What is this stupid? He leaves us a freaking note, and I'm gonna run over and grab it.
The note
Unless someone else
says,
grab it first.
"Dear friend,
Dear friends. Just kidding. No, just kidding. Go ahead. Actually, dear friends, I'm standing on a big fat meanie head who leaves his friends behind, thinking he can be a hero or something, even though now we're gonna die to some stupid scary witch." And I hand it over to Alistair and I say, "Can you read this? I don't want to read it."
Yeah.
Sorry,
And I'll
and
read it.
dear friends, I apologize for leaving, but I felt that I could be better served trying to convince more allies to join our cause. I've gone to see if I can talk some sense into the Mardikovs and hopefully finally get them to come out from underground and aid in a move against Strahd. I also know that I made Andar a promise, and so below I have detailed the sonnet detailing Andar's heroics and as you read the sonnet, Andar, roll me a just straight intelligence check. I was not provided with. I do not have a sonnet to recite, but I do have something that's in the sonnet. All right. And I'll DM this to you.
I think when it got to the sonnet part, I would have handed it to Andar because that feels very personal.
Got it. Right. Then let me get back to it as you guys are reading the note. Irina points out, wait a minute, this wasn't here before. And you guys look over and see that next to the tiny hut is another creation of the Nim's tree house. But the tree and the tree house are made entirely of gold, and on the trunk of the tree is the friendship contract, and Sten has signed his name in large letters.
I'm gonna do the basic, like the hover, but the hover of like a stomp over to it. And then just like look at it. And just stare at it for a minute and be like. And then. Well, this freaking contract, I take it off and I say, this is a lie now, I guess. Because a real friend wouldn't just ditch us. Well, why did he go alone? He's gonna die. That's not heroic.
I mean, even if we took off after him right now, he's faster than all of us.
Sounds like that's something that you're relying on, in fact.
I think he'll be fine. Here's hoping we catch him again at some point.
But I'm not fine.
Neither am I.
I go run to my bag. I start digging in my bag and pull out my acorn.
Mm-hmm.
Sten, you get your butt back here, Sten.
You hear it echo in everyone else's bags, and then you hear a faint sound at the base of the tree.
No.
Upon investigation, be at the base of the tree, nestled next to one of the tree's roots, is the
I'm just gonna sit at the tree and hold it and cry. I'm actually crying. That's stupid.
Oh. Well, this... quite frankly, this sucks.
I think we can all agree with that.
And you still have that endless wine?
Do I have endless wine?
I think we could all use a bit right now. Maybe a glass to Sten. Hopefully we meet again.
Arena nods and sits down and pulls out a flask.
Take out one of my water skins and mutter a little bit. And now it's magically filled with wine.
Well, you have that, you still have that ewer, don't you?
I have the ewer, but I don't know that I possess any poisonous liquid.
Ah, I see.
Although I suppose I can't just fill it. I'm giving everyone real wine, not just fake tasty wine.
Wait, doesn't wine not taste doesn't Alistair not taste right? Or
Yeah,
something
it's gonna taste awful, but he doesn't say that.
Okay. Well, I want. I'm gonna take whatever you can give me.
Also raise a glass.
So we should cheers first. Sorry, bad manners.
To Sten, hopefully your travels are safe.
Our silver-tongued friend let us.
She's a friend that was the bestest, and he was stupid for leaving us, but to him still. I look over at Anda.
I'll give you a little nod. A little raised glass.
We're all gonna die.
I'll start casting Tiny Hut again.
Mim, considering your size, roll me a constitution.
I'm not trying to stay sober.
Okay, I mean, okay.
Yeah, I'll still roll it for you. Constitution. Boop.
All right, you managed to hold your own.
More.
I'll hand her the ewer, still looking down, not doing anything, still casting Tiny Hut as a
That's
ritual.
fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Irina kind of, after a moment of silence. Well, how do we proceed from here?
I think the key bit is going to be safely. So far, we've kind of just been running into fights. We need to think more tactfully from here on out. All be on the same page
I
through and
think
through.
you guys really need to remember that I'm stealthy, and you can really be stealthy with me. We don't have to fight everything. I'd like to, but we can sneak into fight.
I do think a tactical approach would do us good. But I mean more in the, I think, grander sense of does Sten's absence alter our course in any way? Are we still from, I guess, a big picture perspective? I don't know that there's much that we can do, but I
Well,
also
by the way, he left with the, at least, he made it seem like he left with the same idea as us in mind. So it sounds like, hopefully, we'll have more help at the end than we were expecting with his absence, honestly.
Oh.
He set up to change fate, right? We have been told that we aren't fated to have anybody with us at the end, and he's gonna see if he can change that. That's my hope, anyway.
all right.
How is like a gold of my treehouse?
Mhm.
It's large, or is it like a small little thing?
It's the whole treehouse.
Wow. How long is it still up?
It lasts, I think, 2 hours.
2 hours, I think.
So I'm gonna climb in.
It
With
is
the ewer.
outside of Tiny Hut, so just there. You have to wait for it.
Okay. What happens if he casts some tiny hut next to it and it's bigger than tiny, like it's taller than tiny hut, but he's like,
It sticks out of Tiny.
so
Basically, Tiny Hut would form around.
that's so interesting. Okay, well then I would wait for me hit.
So shortly after Tiny Hut forms, Jim flutters up to her treehouse, ewer in hand.
Yep. I guess I'll probably just sit on the edge because in my imagine it has like a fat porch thing. My feet are gonna dangle off the edge, and I'm gonna just drink from the ewer. But I don't want to be drunk yet. I take that. Can I because I know I was drinking from it from the first one. My first con save was not, and then I was acting drunk, and I was like, well, this is a bad time. But so now I feel like I can't talk. But
Roll a good choices save.
yeah. I think that's
Well, I guess
intelligence.
if you finish the second ewer,
Mm-hmm.
let me know,
Okay.
and then we'll roll another con.
Okay.
But assuming until then that you're pacing yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like retcon it, but
Hey, Andar. He said to me he intends on replacing Strahd.
I'm sorry?
Sten, in the Dream Walk, he said he intends on replacing Strahd. He didn't go into any more detail when I prompted. I don't know what that means, but he did specifically use the words Dark Lord, which is a little bit concerning.
I appreciate you letting me know.
Yeah, of course.
assuming I don't hear this at that point, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But Irina would.
I would have laughed. Fine. Dude.
I'm just gonna turn back to a book.
When you're in Tiny Hut, you can hear outside of Tiny Hut.
Faintly. It's muffled. Is there more to that, or is that that?
That was pretty much that. And if I leave Tiny Hut, I can get back in it, right?
Mhm.
All right.
As long as you were inside when it was created.
I'm gonna take a quick walk. I'll stay close. And I am going to manifest shadow and just walk with Al for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't sleep. Type deal.
I'm gonna glance over and make sure that he left all his stuff.
I would have.
Do I see him walking out of the thing?
Yes, you would see him walk out with Shadow.
Hey, friends. Friends. You are my friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Don't worry, Mim. I won't even leave far enough to where you won't be able to see me.
Okay. I'm watching. Can't sleep anymore ever again because then I get betrayed.
I
Holding
feel
the
that.
ewer in one hand and then the acorn in the other.
Alistair. Al, when you first summon him and as you're walking, has this kind of simmering. But unusually, it doesn't seem directed at you. There's this
Okay.
simmering undertone. And then as Mim's kind of talking down at you guys, that simmering dies down. And you get this, for the first time from Al, almost like cool blue-toned emotion. Roll me an insight check.
Okay. 15 on the dice for 17 total.
Oddly enough, Al hearing him seems sad.
Gotcha. Me too. And I'll just walk with him around the outskirts of our camp, basically.
For once, he doesn't sass you.
I'm whispering, not to the magic acorn. I have my other acorns, and I'm starting to whisper to them. Just chatting.
Mim, did you just fly up to the balcony?
Yes, I assumed so.
Okay.
I know I'm like sitting on it.
Yeah.
My feet. Yeah.
Real quick, roll me a perception.
Oop. The only thing I'm good at is well, besides Because I'm not good at making friends. I'm not that good at it. I got a 15.
With a 15, you get this little sense that, like, as you're talking to the acorns and you're thinking and you're reflecting, you get the sense that something is different about the treehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And turn around to investigate, and you see that the dining room that previously was filled with all of your little leaf friends,
Mm-hmm.
each seat has a different member of your party from your adventures. There's Sten, K9, Adunli, Mal, Alistair, and our Irina, Tim, and all sat around the table.
Is it like all one solid sculpture thing, or
Yeah,
is it like
the whole thing
okay.
is solid
So I
gold.
can't like move things?
No, it's all interwoven.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of like slowly like be pacing around, looking at each one individually, and like silently observing art in an art museum, you know. And I'm processing, so I need a sec.
While you're taking a second, why do I have a shield of Argynvost in my inventory?
Oh, weird. That was supposed to be in Alistair's.
I have no use for this.
The other A name.
I think it is in Alistair's, but it managed to be in both, so I will remove.
We found the
From
exploit.
yours.
We duplicated the shield.
All right, I will remove. Done.
Okay, I'm gonna be. So there's a part of me at my table too, like a sculpture of me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna sit or like kind of. I'm gonna find a spot to sit crisscross applesauce, like on the table or on somebody's head or something. And I'm gonna be. Have the viewer. I'm gonna say, well, cheers to this table and all you guys here, and. I'm really scared, and I don't know what to do next. And this is a cool scene. This is really pretty. And I hope that if I die, I die, and I get frozen like this. And I drink from the ewer. And then I'm gonna just chug. And then I'm just gonna hang out at my dinner party.
Roll me another constitution check.
12.
You're fine for now. You're getting a little.
I am gonna be like talking probably kind of loud and animatedly to them all at my table and pretending like it's a dinner, like catching up like old friends, like K9, how's it been? I feel like it's been a while. Are you how was your swim? Because didn't he go into the river or across the river or something like that? And they were marching, and weren't there ghosts marching at one point?
They marched through the village of Barovia across the bridge towards
The
Castle
bridge.
Ravenloft.
Okay. Okay, well then never mind. How was your trip? And like, oh, that's cool. Like they're talking, like you're like one-sided phone call. So.
Walking around the outskirts of the camp, do I hear her talking at all to?
If she's being as animated, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Al, how are you with a crossbow?
He looks at you and kind of squints.
Can you shoot near Mim but not Mim?
What?
There is the simmering comes back a little bit.
Don't shoot Mim, please, for the love of God. And I'm going to get out my old invention notebook and just tear a piece of paper out of it
Okay.
and write check back of notebook and tie it to a bolt and give Al a crossbow.
Okay. He rolls with your stats, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I just want to be able to blame him if something goes wrong.
You have such a toxic relationship.
Oh, he knows that. He would know. He's me.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
All right, so you tie the bolt. You go to hand him the bolt, and he pushes it back at you.
Okay, fair. I will aim for just under the treehouse, probably, is the safest.
Well,
Okay, so like the trunk.
So in this treehouse,
Yeah, it's low, right? What can I aim for where I won't hit Mim, but she'll hear and or see?
Well, so she's in the
no,
treehouse, so you're
there's-
probably
okay.
pretty fine.
there's like it's kind of like I would imagine. This is how I imagine it. Okay, it's a tree. It's a fat tree, right? Because it's magical.
Okay.
You know, it's beautiful. It's not that magical. It's a normal kind of forest, but it feels magical. And there's like, let's say it's just like a platform to start, okay, and then like literally a square shack with like an open door, no door, but like a doorway, and like open, like probably like just the two open windows, like something like when you draw a house when you're a kid and you have like the door and the two windows.
Got you.
Anyways, that's the door, windows, and then there's just like a big table on the inside and like a hammock in the corner hanging up or something. But then there's a patio-ish, like balcony around, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I'll aim to get it like just outside the door or something, if I can. Do you want me to just roll to hit, Ryan?
Yeah, roll the hit.
Okay. Oh, natural 20 for a 28.
It lands wherever the hell you want it to land.
Right at her feet. It was a beautiful shot. It was
So
a long shot.
You're
Okay.
in the treehouse, cheering and making merry with all these bold renditions of your friend.
Uh-huh.
And a bolt sails through the legs of, over the table through the legs of your chair, and basically lands sticking out between the legs of Goldman.
I'm gonna. Okay. Okay.
I just look over at Al and just smile.
That would probably be loud enough that even Andar and Irina in the tiny hut here, Wonder attack!
And I like peek out from behind my Goldman and like wait. Oh, and I grab it and I'm like, there's a note on this. I like open it.
Irina, not knowing better, is going to roll up and like grab the rapier and start sprinting out of tiny hut towards the tree hut.
I'm gonna look up, and hearing no further panic noises, I'm gonna lay back down.
What if the panic noises being gone means I'm dead? Fine.
Then I'm sure I'll find out very soon.
What does it say? It says look back of notebook.
Check back of notebook.
Check back of notebook. Okay. And I look at it and I say, wait, sorry.
At that point,
Sorry.
Irina would be at the base of the tree.
And I run out and I say, I'm sorry. And I say, "Is this your handwriting?" And I look over wherever if I can find Alistair. I know. I'm assuming it's probably a little dark. Oh, very dark.
I tried to hide after I shot that. I would.
Al just kind of like flattens into a shadow.
I say, "Hey, guys, this is really cool up here. You should come up and actually see it, though. I think it probably took, like, I mean, I don't know, time or power, energy, you know, pretty cool. We're having a really good time up here, except this scary thing that I just thought I was murdered, but it's fine." Also, wait, I would assume I left the notebook in the tiny
hut.
Yeah. The journal that I make stuff out of, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming. Okay. Irina, you gonna come up?
Well, I intended on it when I thought that you were in danger, but now I'm not so sure.
Oh no, I'm in danger! Oh no!
All right, would you like
Wait,
me to
can
come
you
up?
grab them? Yeah, can you grab my journal, please? My notebook, please, and a pencil, please.
Irene kind of looks back at the tiny hut and looks back up at Mim. Mim,
I'm in danger of dying of sadness and boredom, and I need it, please.
Mim, how much have you had to drink?
I have had a ewer and another ewer.
All right, I'll make
I
you a
think-
deal, Mim. I will get you your journal, and I will trade it for the ewer.
That's fine.
All right, I'll be right
And
back. And she marches back into tiny hut.
And I go and I grab the ewer and I'm chugging.
Oh my god. Roll me a con check at disadvantage.
I'm not gonna finish the whole thing.
You are
I'm-
very small, and this is
You're
your third
chugging.
ewer,
How
and you
big-
use
how
the
big
word
were they?
chugging.
Okay, but I am. Okay, well I didn't know that. And
Okay.
I'm
Roll
be
me a con
fine,
check
roll
at
it.
disadvantage.
fine.
It'll be fine.
Oh my
It's
god.
fine.
Oh my
17.
god. All right.
I
You are
never
you
gonna
are
be
you are
drunk.
buzzed.
Okay, cool. All right, that's good.
Holy con on this
It's
frickin'
I'm
very
proud
pixie.
of
God damn it.
using substances as you shouldn't use them this way. Mim is not smart sometimes. Okay.
Anyway, Irina goes and gets the journal, and then Andar, from your perspective, she waltzes in and she scoops up the journal, and then marches back out. And she climbs up and is taken aback by the scene.
And I just kind of hand her the ewer, and then I grab the notebook and I say, "Isn't it beautiful?"
Is very beautiful.
Here, have a seat. And I gesture towards her. If there's room on her, like, I don't know how far from the table. I know sculptures are, but I say, like,
It would appear I already have.
okay, that's good. I'm going to look back at the journal.
Ren, for your context, I pinned the message from me from 2003.
Oh my god.
In our messages.
2023.
Oh, I was like,
2003
Yeah, that's fair. 2023.
in our
But
message.
still.
Let me see. You mean the spell?
Yep,
Oh,
that's what's in the back of the notebook.
right. So Mim,
Mhm.
in the back of your notebook, you find what appears to be a description, a description of a spell,
Hmm.
and it holds directions written out in detail of a spell that allows you to speak with acorns.
Really? This is awesome. Okay. Wait, but what do I need this for? I can already speak to them.
Here, I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Please do.
And upon inspection, it is in Alistair.
I love.
Yeah, for above table conflicts or for above
Context?
table information, yes, thank you. This was a prayer to the Morning Lord for something that we were doing, and we had like no hope left. And Alistair was like, everybody needs a little hope every now and again, and did this prayer with your notebook. And we've never gone back to it.
Wow.
As Irina
This is
and
cool.
Mim are standing in the treehouse, there is a creak, and the treehouse starts to slowly turn less bright.
No, Alistair, Al, come here! Come see it before it goes away!
I'd bolt at that if I heard that.
It's so pretty! Come on!
Roll me an athletics check, Alistair.
Yes, sir. I trip and fall. 8.
You won't trip with an 8, but you start sprinting over there, and you see the gold slowly start to fade from this bright, lustrous gold into a browner, darker, like it's almost turning copper, and you see that the tree is starting to turn in.
Wait, Irene, actually, maybe we should go. Just, you don't have wings. Let's get down.
Irina kind of pauses for a moment and then takes one last glance at the table, which currently seems unaffected. It's mostly the walls that are starting to curl. But she takes a deep breath, stares at it for as long as she can, and she nods and she starts to climb down. Alistair, you're going to make it to the tree around the time that Irina is coming out of the top.
It was beautiful, Mim. I saw it from afar.
But it's what? I just threw my slime. No. Sorry. Good. We're good. Okay, it's fine. No, wait, but you have wings. Fly up here, really fast. You can, right? No, it's okay. And I'm like, I like look at it.
I can really only do that once per day, Mim.
What's the point of having wings if you
Exactly, I barely have wings.
can't? I mean, they are just basically chicken wings, and chicken
Um,
can't fly.
Al looks at you, looks at her, and flies up to the balcony and stands on it and then stares very pointedly at you.
Yeah, that's fair. And, yeah, Al can do whatever he would like. I'm not gonna stop him.
No, you feel the simmering get very intense in the back of your brain, and he stares at you and claps at you, standing on the balcony.
Oh, that thing I can do. I remember how to play this character, and I'll swap positions with him.
Cool. He appears at the foot. You appear on the balcony, and you get one glimpse of the table with all of you surrounding it, drinking and making merry, before the balcony underneath you starts to give.
Well, that's really cool. And I'll fall.
Oh, Andar doesn't care about what I think is cool. Fine.
As Andar falls and Irina makes it to the bottom, Mim, you're fluttering. The whole thing starts to turn in on itself and then slowly fades, becoming more and more translucent before it completely vanishes. And Irina is left standing on the ground. Alistair is has roll me a dex check just to see how well you land.
Oh, we got this, baby. 17.
All right, you manage to like roll yourself into some sort of landing where you sink into the mud.
Honestly, I'd probably just embrace it, just trying to have fun because everything's shit right now. Right.
Fair. So you just kind of plop into the mud, and Mim is left floating up in empty air where her treehouse was.
Are you guys okay?
Stellar! Thumbs up, covered in mud.
And I just start. I think I just start laughing. Like Mim is gonna go hysterical. Like, you know when you like fall back and you're like kicking your feet in the air and you're holding your gut like that.
Al comes over and looks down at you and kicks some more mud on you.
Thanks. Deserved.
He gives you a thumbs up. Irina turns and walks back into the hut.
I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna grab some mud and throw it at Al.
It goes right through him.
That's not fair.
He looks at you and shrugs.
Mim, for what it's worth, he was smarter than I there, and well, now we can do this, and I will mirrored illusion that scene in my hand.
What? Wait.
So-
Illusion. How does it?
It's just a cantrip, so it's just
Yeah.
a misty vision of what was that seating arrangement there.
That's cool.
So you have essentially a permanent fixture of what the table looked like from the mouth.
This is perfect. Now I can draw it.
I'll just have to recast the cantrip, but yeah.
Yeah.
Easily done.
Okay, keep it up. Keep it up for like 10 more hours. I gotta get the details right. No. Actually, I'm gonna try and like pull you up and grab you and be like, let's go show Yandar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking photos in D&D.
Yep.
So Irina comes into the hut, shortly followed by a mud-covered Alistair, a very excitable Mim, and slightly buzzed Mim. And Al kind of traipses in behind. Irina is carrying the ewer and hands it back to you.
Andor, look at this.
You guys can't see my hand, so I'll mirror illusion and
Well,
the scene.
glance over to Irina, suddenly understanding why she had the ewer. And then take a look.
Isn't
Well,
it
this is
cool?
very lovely.
Yes, Dad made it for us.
That was very nice of him.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer than him leaving us. I'm gonna get sad
Oh.
again for a minute.
Even in his absence, he knows how to show us some bright hope.
Yeah, how are we gonna actually, like, I get it, but I don't. So he's left, he's gonna get the martyr crops for us, hopefully, which I feel like there would have been a better way if we had talked it out and all agreed, put our brains together. That's what teams do, but I feel like, okay. So he's gonna get the martyr crops. Cool. That's gonna save us, I hope. But how are we gonna beat Baba Lysaga? Like, there's no hope now. We barely. You guys died. You died. I say to Alistair.
Yeah, very aware. I'll prestidigitation myself off at this point. Al and I have been working decently well together recently.
He bobs his head back and forth, almost like,
Like,
Oh, we can definitely put the hurt on, but we have to be close. And yeah, it'll be one quick burst of basically all I can do, and then I'm pretty instantly tapped. But you know, we make a plan, and we have that at our disposal.
okay. So Okay. So let's say we put ourselves. Okay. I open my notebook. I start scribbling. I say, okay. So we find her. Let's say she's this angry face. Okay. Well, I mean, what if she doesn't fight? Because above table, just as a refresher, she's not. Do we know she's bad? I mean, we know she. Yeah.
We know that she's a caster.
Yeah.
So that tells us not to get. We would have to find a way to close that distance, right? Because she's going to constantly put distance between us and herself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I feel like I'm lucky that I can like dash, and stuff. But okay. All right.
Yeah, and I can get close with the teleports that I have just recently remembered that I have. But I need to get both Al and I there to be able to deal damage, which it will be massive damage, but I only have one go at it.
But you have like your other normal things. It's just that specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Basically,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
for above table planning for the fight, Echo Knights have a like all-in attack where I can attack 6 times in a turn, but it'll tap me on all of my Echo Knight abilities.
Okay. That makes. So, is that something we save for like end of fight if we make it that far?
Yeah, we would want to make sure that we'd want to make sure I can hit, right? That's the biggest thing is if I can't find a way to hit her, then some of those attacks can go to waste. Above table, I need to be able to beat her DC,
Yeah.
her AC.
Also, in terms of knowledge that you have of her, just checking our notes. So she, you know, is a witch that stole a gemstone from the Wizard of Wines, and that she came from the Swamplands area. Valenta, one of Strahd's former wives, where her head blew up, was feeding information to Baba the Saga. She served as a midwife and could have potentially been the midwife that delivered Strahd. She was traveling in secrecy following a general. We found out that Ludmilla would like to curry favor with her to make a move against Strahd. Also, I believe that it's been referenced that she believed herself to be, considers herself to be.
Yeah.
And then
And she's like obsessed, not in like a protective, healthy way like a mom, but she's like actually like
yes.
crazy.
And then as far as the Swamp Fane and everything surrounding Baba that you know, Baba's desecrated the Swamp Fane, which is a Stonehenge-like structure deep in the swamp, similar to the other fanes with the obelisk. In order to reconsecrate it, you must kill Baba and remove her magical influence by taking her heart and bringing it to the Swamp Fane.
We don't know where the Swamp Fane even is, right? And we don't know where Baba is.
You know it's somewhere in the swamp on the eastern side, I've been told. And then
We're on the west side.
also you had a dream about a spider, which is associated with the Weaver. That spelled out floorboards ages ago. And the Weaver represents the past collection of memories. She's a very slim woman with a spider-like head, and her hair looks like spider legs woven together, and her clothing looks woven. That's kind of there's your nutshell version of relevant.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh?
I
Why?
had a thought, and I don't know if Alistair had that thought. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think you had that thought.
What's Alistair's intelligence? I don't think Alistair had that thought.
Is it a above table thought, or is it too metagaming?
I mean, it's above table thought because I don't know if I'm right. Considering we know that we need to get her heart, right? So that's like a key object. Is her heart in the floorboards of her house?
I think we already mentioned that could, like, I think Mim might have said something that at some point.
That
I don't
would
know.
make
I'm on the
sense,
same
right?
page.
Like a powerful witch not holding
having her
objects
heart
that.
on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I would think, or the gem, but I think something having to do with Baba is hidden under floorboards. But so she's in like a magical walking treehouse also, right? Or something?
So yes, she's in a magical treehouse that wanders. And also, I will throw in that Sten tried to contact the Weaver in a dream. If you guys remember, and basically got stifled in the dream because it seemed like the Weaver was being affected by some sort of influence and was like trying to almost, and had very limited power.
Which makes sense.
And was kind of hiding in fear.
In fear?
Also, doesn't she almost certainly have the skull of Argynvost?
Yes, I think that's been.
Yeah.
I think that's either been hinted at or told you by the ghost in Argynvost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sir Skellybones. I don't remember his name.
Vladimir, I think. One of them's Vladimir. Vladimir's, I think, the friendly one.
I don't.
That's probably not gonna.
Well, I mean, we don't have to just sneak up on her and then immediately go and attack her, right? Do you think she'd be open to talking? Do we know anything about that?
I'm gonna be honest. I think our diplomatic choice was off the table when Sten left.
I could try to talk to her.
Oh. As one magic caster to the other, I'm sure that would work. Absolutely.
And
Godfrey Gwillem was the one who did.
Godfrey, yes.
They're Godfrey, and Vladimir's the main, very angry knight, the commander of the Fallen Order. Sat in the throne and basically told you guys to leave him alone.
Oh, Grumpy Bones, yes.
That's Vladimir.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so we have to fight. You are powerful, but only a little bit, or for a short amount of time. Andar's always powerful. I'm only like stab, stab, run away, stab, stab, run away.
Do we have anything at our disposal to lower her guard? Do we have anything to lower AC?
I don't know.
I do not.
I don't think I do either.
I don't know inventory.
Well, how armored do witches normally come?
Everybody turns and looks at Andar.
I don't know.
I mean, how would one define armor? I mean, I don't wear armor, but people seem to have had a very difficult time hitting me regardless. So though she may not be armor plated or anything, I imagine it will be very difficult to actually land anything. If she's as good as they say.
So she's like a witch, not a hag, so she's probably not like necessarily like tricky, like trickstery, making deals kind of a person, right? We would think.
I would
I'm
imagine
trying to
not.
understand her motives. What is her goal? So okay, hold on. So she took the gem. We don't know why she took the gem from the Wizard of Wands. It's just that it's powerful. And she's making a move to do something. Right?
All the knowledge that you have is on the gems. That the gems powered the growth of the plants around the Wizard of Wands, allows cultivation of wine, considering everything else in Barovia basically dies crop-wise, or has very limited success. The 3 gems were taken from the Wizard of Wines One went to Yester Hill and was put into Winter Splinter to animate the statue.
Mm-hmm.
One was reportedly stolen by scarecrows and brought to the swamps. And
Which-
the
okay.
other, they don't know what happened. Vanished. It was the first to be.
Yeah. But we don't know why Baba has this or what she's doing with it necessarily.
Correct.
And
But we
she
do
has-
know that a previous gem was used to reanimate a giant statue. And she has a gem and also a large skull of a big scary creature.
Yeah. But
That's true. We could be walking and fighting a dragon.
yeah. And but what is her goal? Is she just trying to get power? Is she trying to get Strahd back? Does she want to take care of Strahd?
Don't we
Does she-
know that Strahd doesn't
I
hold her in high regard? Isn't that
Yeah.
a thing?
I'm pretty sure there's something about that.
Essentially, you know that Strahd knows she exists and essentially ignores her.
Mm-hmm.
And she is obsessive over Strahd.
Yeah. So we don't know though ultimately like what is she making moves to do, But because it's like part of it is like, well, can you go in and like pretend like you're gonna help her? But because I don't know.
I don't think we're outwitting this.
I don't think so either. But I'm just anyway. Okay.
I have Hex that I constantly forget to use,
Mm-hmm.
but it only gives disadvantage on ability checks, not saving throws.
Okay.
But I do have that as far as lowering her ability to do other things. But assuming that this will be a fairly large battlefield, as we're in the middle of a swamp, right?
Mhm.
I do kind of think stealth might be our best play. Stealth around objects, try and get advantage from attacking from stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have range with a sneak attack? Is that a thing that you have?
What do you mean? Like
Like,
I can
if-
use range weapons. Yeah, because I think sneak attack has to have its ranged or finesse.
Any dex weapon, I think.
Gotcha.
It's if you have advantage on the attack roll and the attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon.
Can you use crossbows, man?
I don't know.
Slash, do you have one?
No, I don't have one. I
Because
have
I do.
short sword, dagger, darts. Yeah, that's pretty much like it. I got this. I have
Mame is
Sunblade and
proficient
Hammer, but I don't think I have
in
it.
simple weapons.
In what? In simple weapons?
Mame is proficient in weapons.
Crossbow, simple weapon.
That's a great question. I'm checking.
I am as well.
Yes. A light crossbow.
Light
Are...
crossbows, short bows, darts.
This is heavy.
Oh.
I don't have my hand crossbows anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Well,
wouldn't
but
add your
Well,
proficiency.
actually, hand crossbows are martial as well.
Oh,
It's specifically light crossbows.
Mm. Also, though, I mean, like, because the thing is, I can. I mean, what I've usually done is like dash in, or like go in, attack, and then like disengage as a bonus action, or dash as a bonus action, or whatever. And then like get out, go in, go like that's part of one of our issues though is like if I do that, then whoever's close is gonna get attacked.
right.
And so
I would
and
love,
I can
like-
dodge and or take half damage for my reaction. Right? For uncanny dodge and
Can you get sneak attack with a weapon that you aren't proficient in? asking group.
Can you get sneak attack with a weapon that you're not proficient in? Check.
It just says must use. Well, and I don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy is within 5 feet of it. Or
'Cause, like,
another.
with
enemy
your
with-
high dex, you won't have.
Nothing in the rule for sneak attack requires the rogue to use the weapon with which he is proficient or use it in a specific manner. But then there's another thing that says no, you cannot use sneak attack with a weapon you're not proficient. Let me dig in.
Because my thought is, Tot, that
Mhm.
if you have this just even as a backup, right? Like, even if you don't, like, need to use it during the fight, at least you have it as an option. Because I also
Yeah.
have silvered crossbow bolts with it. But I haven't used this crossbow except for that RP moment right there since I've been in Echo Knight.
Yeah. Is what do I miss out on not being proficient in it? What's
Adding your
the-
proficiency modifier to the roll, I think.
But that's the
It's
roll
to the
to hit,
hit,
right?
not to damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that downside is if she's already hard to hit, that might like be a waste of actions, depending. I mean, it's always good to have, but what is my proficiency bonus? How do I find? Is it plus? Oh, it says proficiency under +4. That's pretty a lot to be.
Yeah, but if you're rolling off dex, isn't that your highest roll?
Yeah.
So it's not terrible. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, I'm seeing basically you do not need proficiency for sneak attack. And most of the discussions are focused on can you sneak attack with an improvised weapon, but you do not need proficiency.
My only other question on that 2DM is, would you let me tinker it into a light crossbow?
If we're fine with the permanent conversion, sure.
I have no sentimental attachment. If you would like a crossbow, ma'am, I'm willing to try the tinkering roll.
Is it one-handed, two-hand? Like, how does it? I've been like not ranged this entire game, so
It's
I don't know.
essentially it's a two-handed crossbow.
Okay. Because right now I also have. I started like the last couple sessions. I don't remember exactly, but I started also doing offhand attacks.
Yeah.
Right. Because I have this like +1
Well,
dagger.
what you can do is add a
over
light
short sword.
crossbow to your inventory real quick, and then roll with it and see how well it hits.
Here, I'll
That,
I'll
duh.
pop one in your inventory. Give me half a second.
Sorry, Ryan. I don't know if you're cool with this much planning ahead.
That's totally
Well,
fine.
I feel
Okay.
like this is kind of what we've needed for a bit of like talking about more of like strategy, because
Here we go.
I think that's kind of also why we've gotten our asses handed to us a couple times too, beyond the game
Right.
just being
There's
hard.
one in your inventory.
Thank you. Inventory.
Especially considering the circumstances. I'm not only okay with I'm always okay with these level of discussion, and I'm okay with the weapon conversion, on the condition that it is like you basically trim it down to a light crossbow and it is an irreversible process. I think that is a fair thing, also considering the circumstances.
So it added my proficiency bonus because it's a light crossbow and I am proficient with.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
What's the +5?
Your dex bonus, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. So my proficiency is plus the +4, and then the Is it always
Yes.
plus if it's a dex? If it's a
To
whatever
hit is
weapon-
always proficiency plus modifier. Damage is just plus modifier.
but modifier is my dex.
Yes. Or if
Yeah.
it's a sword, it would be strength. Whatever, right? If it's a spell, it's whatever your spell casting modifier is.
So you can you roll to do damage now?
Mm-hmm. Well, I did. It's right, yeah.
So 6 plus. Okay. So
Sneak
what?
attack would be
Oh, that's
Oh.
true.
yeah. I don't like that it keeps doing this. Oh, it moved it. I moved it. That's why. It's like what?
To be 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, although you're rolling a d8, right? So what, were you throwing darts before? Was that your ranged option before?
If I did ranged, it would be that. I also have this dagger, but the dagger is it was newer, and I don't think I ever threw it. I think I just stabbed. Because my main thing I was using, I think, was the silver short sword.
Yeah, and a dagger you get one throw out of, right? And then it's...
And it's gone.
Yep.
I think, and it's not a magic one, so I have to go pick it up.
I think it's
right?
I think it's worth tinkering this crossbow, to be honest, just so you have a range option. You're rolling a d8, right? Like, it's not terrible.
A d8 for what? Oh, for
it's
to hit?
yeah, for the weapon dice is a d8.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to. I want to just.
I mean, max damage, you'd be able to do 38 in one bolt with the crossbow.
Yeah. How do I untarget? How? Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not right. 43.
No. 5d6 for the sneak attack. Also, the nice thing is if actually the best part is if I use range, I can do steady aim as a bonus action, which is giving myself advantage. So no one even needs to be close by for me to have the advantage if I just don't move. And if I'm ranged, I don't have to move.
Correct. You just lose your movement that turn.
Yes, yeah.
But that is an option.
Yeah, I feel like that's... I mean, you don't need it.
No.
You always use, like, the sun sword, right?
Yeah, and I, like, all of my ranged options so far have been... I have Eldritch Blast. Granted, it's not Eldritch Blast on my character, it's... What do we call it? Radiant Blast? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be my go-to range. It does more damage for me.
Yeah. I don't know how to get my Argon Combat HUD back up.
It'll come back up on a screen that you're on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was weird because I had it, but then I selected the party, and then it went away, and now it only does the party, like, combat HUD.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine. Yeah, I think that's probably way better, right? Especially for this
I would
fight.
say so.
And then if I need to be up close, I still have my other stuff. The other things I have are, like, the, it's just the dagger and the silvered short sword. And the dagger isn't silver. No.
Oh, the dagger's just...
But it's magical. But yeah.
Tinkerer's check using dexterity modifier. Do you want to roll for that, Ryan?
Roll for what?
For tinkering the heavy
I would like you to
crossbow
roll for it, yes.
Okay.
Don't break it.
Check.
Wait, can I help him? If he's
You can assist.
yeah, I'm gonna assist because I'm like,
Okay.
oh, like, I feel like you'd be like, I'm making this for you. I'm like, well, this is too big. Can you like size it down? And then what if you do this?
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
So roll at advantage.
Advantage was better, 15.
That's enough. We managed to whittle down the heavy crossbow using Mim's daggers. And bend it a little tighter and stuff to the point that you get a little more condensed light crossbow.
It's not perfect, but it should work.
Yay! This is so fun. I've never really had like this kind of a thing. How does it work? I'm like, kidding. I'm not gonna be down. But
Here, try it, and I will.
I'm immediately casting mage armor on myself.
I'll walk out 10 meters.
You'll what?
I'm walking away from you 10 meters.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, then I'll.
All right, fire. I'll have shield up. I'll have my my resistance to projectile up.
Also, Mim, just know, I don't remember if you have multiple attacks in a turn, usually. But crossbows you can only use once a turn just because of the way they load.
Well, that's what I mean, I also assumed because you said two-handed versus one-handed. I only am allowed to do the off-handed attack if it's a one-handed one.
Correct.
And it's a bonus action, so it would get rid of my other bonus actions, which is I was using.
Honestly,
and my bonus action offhand attack doesn't get
your best attack combo would be to steady aim, then use crossbow, and then bonus action reload.
I think steady aim is the bonus action. Is the downside.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is a
So,
bonus
yeah,
action. That's
It'd
correct.
be steady aim, shoot, and then get into the fight, right?
Well, she can't move that turn. So that is her whole turn.
Right. On next turn, get into the fight.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unless you can shoot from cover, in which case you don't need to steady aim. Shoot, and then bonus action reload.
How
Well, honestly, I'm not like.
wait,
I don't think
you need to bonus action
I-
to reload.
No, I don't think that we
What?
have to action the reloads. It's just the loading feature makes it so that like if you have a multi attack, if you have more than one attack a turn,
Gotcha.
can't-
I'm thinking a gunslinger. That's where
Correct.
that's coming from.
Mhm,
Correct.
mhm.
So the reload is assumed to be part of the attack. It's just the fact that you can't
Yes.
like double attack with a crossbow. essentially.
Sorry,
Mhm.
I was thinking gunslinger.
You're all good. No apology necessary.
All right, ma'am, ready when you are. I'll have my shield up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me. Normal. And then cool. What was I shooting at? I didn't even actually
Me.
aim.
The
I was
shield.
shooting at you. You wanted me to shoot
The
at you. At your
shield.
shield.
He had a shield up.
Okay. Cool.
By the way, Alistair, you're still using the old shield.
Yep.
Well, I didn't.
Is that a
steady
second?
aim.
Oh, that's for damage. Well, here's the shield.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know if. I don't know how shields work, so I don't know if shields get damaged.
See, this way,
Sometimes
it's
you
fine.
have to repair.
It,
Okay, cool. That's so fun.
That's a good shot.
Yay. How many? So I know we don't do AMO necessarily,
Yeah, you're fine.
but for the sake
Unless
of it,
you
I
have
walk
any
over and
special
I-
ammo.
That's
This
true.
has
You do have.
silver.
Hold on. Let me tell you, because
Oh, okay.
those aren't infinite. I give you 13 silvered crossbow bolts.
If I go and pick it up and it's not destroyed or anything, like right now, if I had used a silver one versus like a regular one.
That's how we played it before. Because after fights, I asked Ryan how many I was able to recover.
Hmm. I'm gonna just
But yeah.
transfer them to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I will delete them on D&D Beyond.
All right, they are out of. They are in your Mim's inventory. And they are. I will
How do I?
just delete them off of your sheet. Alistair.
Thank you.
All right, transferred.
Okay. Thank you. I don't show up. Oh, it shows up in equipment. Okay. But I mean, as far as we know, the silver is good for the werewolves, and
Werewolves, yeah.
we don't know for sure about vampires. What they're actually, we
Correct.
know, kinda. Okay. Cool. How do I'm trying to like, on my character sheet, open it up larger so it gives me the more information, but all it's doing is putting it in the chat like I'm using it or whatever. Normally, like I can go in and it'll like expand it and give me my summary of what it is.
If you just hover over it, does it do that?
Let me
Do you have it popped out?
do. Is that?
Pop it back in and then see if you hover over it.
Yeah. Okay. That's about cool. Thank you.
I ran into the same issue when I was going through my spells.
Yeah. Well, I was like, oh, they fixed it so it doesn't like constantly load like how it used to when it was like frozen, but now
Mm-hmm.
that sucks. Okay.
Also, just for your guys' reference, I made the ruins of the mansion and the church for you. Now that you guys have traveled the church, have a better grasp.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, just so everyone's aware, I have a bunch of random consumables in my inventory that I've gathered if they're ever useful, but I mean, I don't know if they are. I just don't know.
Chocolate?
I wish. I mean, I have poisons and stuff.
Are these like random mushrooms, or are you asking
Yeah,
us to
so-
do drugs?
Maybe, but no, I have poisonous mushroom, which I got. I think it was someone. It was outside when we were in a town. It was in someone's like yard or something, and I found mushrooms, I think. I have evil tree sap in a bottle. That's the one from the tree at Yesterhill, I think, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, evil tree moss shit. That's what it's labeled as. My walkie-talkies. I think I have 3 in my. Well, now I actually have 4 because I have Stens in my inventory. Poisonous mushrooms, alchemist fire. No, one of those. Medicinal mushrooms. Don't know what they do, but there's some kind of medicinal. Bullseye lantern, laughter potion, youth potion, pale tincture poison, mother's milk. That was from the hag area, I think. Vial of rust monster skin and a vial of river water. So.
Tim's a
and
pack
disguise?
rat.
Yeah, we're traveling with a little hoarder.
I also had in my loot.
You should see when she
Stuff,
plays
too.
Baldur's Gate 3, dude. She picks up anything with a label on it.
Yeah.
We're walking around with rusty cups
Okay,
and ragged clothes, and she's like, it's
Alright.
worth 2 gold.
I can hit space and it collects everything. For that, it's like, why would I open up someone's inventory and not just hit space? Because space also closes it sometimes, I think. And it selects everything. And I can easily just go click, shift, click, send it to camp. And we need money to open the portal to hell, okay? So I'm sorry. I'm trying to get us there.
Mim, there's no merchants in Barovia.
Okay, the what are they called? The traveling.
Vistani?
The Vistani are merchants too. They sold us things.
They also
But-
might be dead.
They probably are, and it's probably our fault, but I don't remember exactly.
We warned them. That one's less on us.
I will say, for the size that I am and the amount of shit that I'm carrying, I am probably running out of size unless somehow magically I get a.
I am
bag of
also
gold.
magically somehow not encumbered.
I
feel that.
everybody we said at the beginning of the campaign, everybody's bags are bags of holding for purposes of at least
If
like
I've got a
gear.
bag of holding, why wouldn't I get everything I can? Okay.
I have very reasonable stuff
Yes,
that I
of
can
course.
carry on my person.
That's
but-
the wizard.
Just saying, we didn't know if the Wachter wax seal would come into play ever. Like it could have. I could have used that for something else. I've collected less things as we've gone on, except the bag of my Strahd kebab, the 5 dead bats. I got a monkey skull, severed preserved hand, the good doctor mask.
You do have some random shit.
Yep, I do. Hey, and the giant goat horn. That helped us out. We needed that for something. We were in the mountains when we killed the giant goat thingy, right?
Yeah,
And
the one that
and the
haunted
people
the
were
hill.
like, yeah, you did it. And then, right? Something like that.
It got you the respect of the barbarians.
So you're welcome. I will be the tiny little pack rat that I can be for you guys.
And I have this jar of teeth. I don't know where they came from, but I picked
Yeah,
them up
I do
along the
actually.
road.
Oh, actually, wait, does she have a jar of teeth? I know where those are from.
God, I don't know. Do you? I just made that up. Please tell me I made that up.
I have bone dust from the hags. Windmill by the
Bone grinder.
yeah,
Bone
the bone
grinder.
grinder, old bone grinder. So I do have bone dust. I know there were teeth. I thought it grabbed teeth, but I don't have it in my inventory, so I'm not gonna give them myself. I have a lock of hair, white bone dust.
Oh,
We could use these. These could be useful. I'm just saying that's why I'm telling you I have them. All right. The river water. It was running water. Okay. My idea of that is we just splash it on Strahd, then chop his head off and stab him with a stick. Okay.
actually, as I'm walking back to you guys, I'll say this. And while we're on gifts, you want a magic grenade?
Yes.
I'll pull Kazan's
Yes, I do.
arcane core out of my pack.
Yeah, the goat was named Sangzor.
Oh yeah.
Sangzor, the giant
Which
goat.
reminds me of Undertale. Osgore.
Asgore.
Saying so. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. We can proceed. Sorry.
You said this was a core of what?
Kazan's arcane core. It is from the tower, which we demolished.
That was. Wow.
Here,
I believe
is it in your
Wow.
it's
inventory?
a homebrew item. Yeah, it should be in my inventory.
10,000 years ago. I swear to God.
I have it. I am putting it in Andar's inventory.
But it basically, what we were told it does at the time is You whisper a command word and it makes a magical explosion. I thought I could use it for something. Turned out to not be the case.
I'm gonna hold it very delicately.
Above table. This was the core for my gun.
Oh, that.
I'm gonna look at it, holding it very delicately. Be like, how stable is this?
We got it from Richtoven's tower, so probably not much at all. I'd be careful with that. Rictavio? Yeah.
Rictavio's tower. Who hated us, who probably killed the Vistani. Or no, did we send him away? No, I don't.
Whoops.
This has been... Okay, well, don't use it here, Andor! Only I can practice.
And,
mine isn't scary like yours.
How does it work again?
If I remember correctly,
Oh,
you said
good.
that you say a command word and it can make arcane explosions.
Do we know what this command word is?
Ask the GM. This was like 2003. 2023.
Okay, 2023 is
22 years ago.
2003.
And our
Wow, 20
upon inspecting the item, basically you determine
Is it
that
magic? Can I identify it?
yes,
I'm gonna cast identify.
you can cast identify. Essentially, this is a core of arcane energy that if a great deal of force is applied or if other magical energy is applied to it, it will cause it will release the arcane energy stored within it, creating a small explosion.
So I'm sure we could make that into something.
I couldn't help but notice that you used very subjective measurements.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
What? I'm sorry. What part would you like to clarify?
How much force are we talking about being applied to it?
Basically, if
magic is directed at it, does it have to just be directed at it? There's a lot of magic going on around me.
Let me put it this way: it is a bomb that you can activate either by throwing it into something, or if you like place it and then cast a forceful spell on it. It's essentially its intention.
Fantastic.
I basically just handed you a claymore.
After identify, I will just haphazardly toss it in my bag.
That's what I did.
While we're at this, I feel like I did notice the acorn talk to the acorn thing, or we had a conversation about it before, but I can't learn it or something like that. Or how do I? Right? How?
Above table, it's a homebrew spell that I made.
Yeah.
It's a cantrip, and you're an arcane trickster. Fine.
So I can just use it whenever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me know if you'd like to use it though, and if you would like voices to your acorn.
Yeah, of course.
Let's go. I'm so excited for that.
Anyway.
Well, it does specifically say though that it can't have deep philosophical conversation.
Yes, I balanced it.
A little bit of a bummer.
I mean, to be fair, acorns aren't going to be the most intense.
But I would think that they would be because they literally are sit and observe, and then they fall to the ground.
Correct, and that is the extent of their existence and knowledge.
That's
Yeah, it's basically a lesser speak to plants is essentially what that cantrip is.
yeah.
But specifically for acorn.
Specifically
Only acorns. Yep. Can it be acorns that are still in the tree that haven't fallen yet?
Those are acorns.
Hell yeah. Okay. What kind of trees are it? Are there any?
This is tactful information we need to know, Ryan.
No,
There could be
okay.
trees in the area.
If Abelasaga's walking around in a walking treehouse, she's in a tree. Are there acorns in her tree? Can I go and whisper and ask them what they've seen? Because it
You can
says
command all the acorns to fall at her at one time. That's got to be at least 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
What
Well-
types of trees have acorns?
Hey DM, I assume that the resting atmospheric pressure is lower here because of the higher humidity than it was in the mountains. How is that going to affect our range spells specifically from 160 feet and beyond?
All right. So, from a brief research, there are 2 types of oaks in swamps, and oaks are the ones with acorns. I didn't hear Andar's question at all.
That's
I
fine.
thought you were responding to his question with the research.
Can only handle one question at a time.
Yep.
Wait,
All
but
right.
I do actually have a real question. How swampy is this swamp?
Very.
That sounds like a dumb question,
No,
but
it's
like, is there
very.
standing water?
Yes. This is full bog level. Like, some of it is ground, and all of a sudden that ground moves under your foot.
Mm-hmm. I'm also
Fantastic.
assuming it's still raining.
Yes. Although the fog is thick enough, swamp is thick enough that the rain hasn't been as direct upon you well, you've been in the swamp because there's tree cover and fog and stuff dispersing. But your entire way here, you were in a torrential downpour that was pressing down upon you, oppressively. And now that you're here, you can still hear the rain, and the rain is still present. And there are still times where water is dripping from above, and or you are exposed to like a drizzle, but it is dispersed from the trees and mist and fog and gases and shit that comes with fog. All right. Any other major stuff you guys want to touch on before you go back to bed? Or are you still discussing plans?
I've got one more thing.
Fire.
Andar, can you identify this? And I will hand you the shield of Argynvostholt.
Sure.
Is it? We've been over this. Is it Argynvost?
Yes, and it is the shield is also Argynvost. So Holt is basically a German of hold. So
Got you. Okay.
Argynvost Holt is the hold of Argynvost. So this is the shield of Argynvost.
Gotcha.
Because Argynvost is the person who you know was
He was
you
a dragon.
figured out he was not a man, he was a dragon, and he led this order.
Cast Identify on it as a ritual, so it'll take 10 minutes.
All right.
Andar, does sound help you focus?
One eye look up and just look back.
I'll take that as a no.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Acorns on my acorns, or whatever. It's Speak with Acorns.
All right. On your regular acorns or your magic acorns?
My regular acorns.
Okay.
Okay. You sent it to me, so you know that they really. Okay. Hey, how you doing?
He's talking to us again.
Yeah, of course I'm talking to you. We
Wait,
talk all the time.
wait, I think she can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you. I always hear you.
Oh my god. She's talking back to us this time. Something's different.
What do you mean talking back to you? I always talk back to you. Right? I mean, I hear you guys all the time. I mean, it's been a little bit less since I've been here. I guess I really haven't heard you at all since well, how you doing?
Your hand is very warm.
Oh, I'm sorry. What, here. And I walk over and I stick it outside of Tiny Hut into the rain and cold, I guess.
Cold, cold, cold.
Okay. Anyway, I guess I've never really formally introduced you guys to my friends. This is Andar. Say hi, Andar. I mean, he's a little bit busy right now, but hi. This is
Andar is thinking about how lucky he is that he has gotten incredibly proficient at casting rituals with an insane amount of distractions.
I think he's a little bit busy. And this is Alistair.
Oh, hello.
There's another one.
Wait, but I'm assuming they can't hear.
Yeah, do I hear them?
Yeah, they don't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Alistair. You can say hi to him. You know, it's nice to say hi to people.
It's just silent.
I'll just stare at the acorns.
You're like, it's an acorn. Anyway, this only lasts a minute, so it'd only be an annoying minute of, or annoying at her for a minute. Well, it's nice chatting with you guys. Thank you for this stimulating conversation. You know, normally you guys are a little bit more chatty than this, but it's okay.
Okay. Where do we? Okay.
Okay, bye. Just put it back in my pocket. Okay, but seriously, if I fly up to a tree and I cast it and I ask, hey, was there a big walking treehouse nearby? And they say yeah or no, because I'm assuming it's not, they can't tell me a direction or anything. Probably. Well, they might. I shouldn't assume that. I should let you decide. I'm just saying.
In theory, yes, you could ask questions of the acorns on the tree. You have to identify the trees that have acorns.
Okay, that's fine. 10.
All right. At the end of your identifying, Andar, unless it was there anything anyone wanted to do before identify was over?
No.
Cool. So, have you guys? When you guys click on it, do you see the picture of it? Click me to show the picture.
Click on what?
I don't even know how to open my inventory in this.
So when you open your character sheet, there's tabs on the right, and it's second tab, one that looks like a backpack.
I keep pressing till I open a character sheet somehow.
You go to, well, wait. You need help opening your character sheet? Is that?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I don't use.
Yeah, you use
this
the
at
if
all.
in the top right, like where the message chat is. Do you see the little
Right.
actors? Double click
Okay.
on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then in the right of that, there's like the little details
Got into
settings cogwheel.
inventory.
Hell yeah.
And then in your inventory, when you see the shield, do the little one that looks like a full screen icon.
Oh yes, I do see it.
That's what it looks
It's like a tower shield.
Here, let me share it for.
Wow, that's cool. Wow, I want one.
Let me share it for
Oh, for the
those doing. Looks like the. So, and then after identifying it, other thing that you learn is that it requires attunement, but when holding it, it gives you advantage on saving throws against spells and magic targeting you, as well as it has a bonus action allowing you to cast Firebolt from the sun point of the shield once per long rest.
Damn. That was Hermes, not Alistair.
But Andar, that's what you learned from the
I will relay all of that information.
That's pretty good. I will put it between all of us. Who wants to hold on to this?
how tall is it?
It's big.
It's
The
probably
magic
like
item, though.
the
It
size
would-
of Mim.
It
could
would go
still
to your
use
size.
it, yeah.
Because it's magic item.
Yes.
Oh. Whoever it's most fitting to go to, I'm fine with. Whoever.
I don't believe I have any use for that.
What did
Oh,
you
that's
say?
true. You would need the proficiency with shield.
Oh.
Which is a simple weapon, is it not?
It's specifically an armor proficiency.
Oh. Corrected.
I mean, you can use it without having to be proficient. You just don't.
In theory, essentially, it would probably go to Irina or Alice.
Whoever.
Oh, I forgot Irina was here.
Nah. He's been a little bit quiet.
She's mostly been letting you. There's been a transfer between above table and in character, and so I've just let you guys work it out. Especially considering a lot of it's been kind of theoretical. You haven't had a lot of like in character. We should do XYZ for her to chime in.
Yeah.
I'll also put the shield of projectile resistance with that shield. We have two different ones. That one does everything Andor just said, and this one gives you a little bit extra protection from any projectiles coming your way.
Well, why don't you want one of them?
I'm down for either of them. I'm just more asking
You're
where we want to
asking.
divide the bonuses, right?
Yeah.
You're already attuned to the first one, yeah?
Yes, to
Yeah.
shield of projectile resistance.
Well, are you? I guess that. Sorry. What? I guess I have to finish the sentence here. Do you fight ranged and up close? Right? Or do you fight mostly?
Anymore, it's been more up close, and if I'm
Yeah.
at ranged, I'm slinging radiant blast.
Yeah. Well, then, is the projectile resistance really even that useful to you?
Well, so what it does is it gives you resistance against any ranged weapon.
Ranged weapon attacks.
Oh,
So
that's fair.
it's
I guess
useful-
I mean, there will be
yeah.
other people around besides. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So it's useful if I'm running up into a fight, but besides that, essentially it's just a shield on me. So what do we want on Arena?
What was the Arganvos special ability of it?
Bonus action cast Firebolt once per long rest, and advantage on saving throws against spells and any magic against you.
I feel like it'd be good for her to have, or unless you do you want that one or do you want the other one for you?
How
And
does
this-
Firebolt cast? I don't have it.
It's just a.
But is it a
have it.
ranged spell attack, which
Yes.
I can't even really make? Yeah, so
Oh.
Well, I
It's a
mean,
range of 120 feet.
it allows you to cast it. It comes
Mhm.
from the shield.
right. But what I'm saying is, if I'm going to be up close and personal to somebody, do I
Right.
need to make a ranged spell attack at which I'm at disadvantage for? Right.
That's fair. Yes, it is a ranged spell attack. And Mim just put it in the.
Cool.
That's it.
Either way we cut this, I think I come out even. Either way, if we're going up against, for this fight, Arganvost might be better on me because I will be up close, and if she has any up close spells,
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to attune to.
They both require to.
both
okay.
require attunement.
Okay.
I'm gonna save you a little bit of time here. Alistair, if you try and attune to this new shield, you're going to find that you cannot,
Okay.
because you should be able to, but something is preventing you from being able to.
Gotcha.
I really feel like something's telling me that this new shield should go to Irina.
I agree.
That is, I'm going to say that is not a DM nudge. That is a just circumstance.
Gotcha.
I mean,
There is something preventing Alistair from attuning to another shield.
Do I feel anything in that regard, or do we not have any information at all?
Essentially, you try to attune to if you try to attune to the new shield, everything that you know should allow you to attune to this, and you are not feeling a connection to it. You are still feeling connected to the first shield.
Got you. Okay.
Can you unattune from something?
Yes.
I should be
Normally.
able to.
I mean, wouldn't. Oh. What is the first shield from? How did you get it?
You guys found it in the swamp on a body.
Oh. And he attuned to it. And then is there anything weird about it with him? Is it
So
cursed?
far, no.
Oh god.
You guys haven't seen anything out of the ordinary with it.
Mm-hmm.
We also haven't had it very long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so, general DM question. Would I notice that I can't part with the shield? Am I
Yes.
obsessed with the shield? Like,
No.
what? Okay.
There's no draw. There's no like mental pull or anything. There's literally just like, I should be able to pick up this pen and put down this pencil, but I can't pick up this pen. And like, I can pick up the pen, but the pen won't write. And I can put down this pencil, but I can't write unless I'm using this pencil. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Something feels off about not using the first shield. I'm not really sure what's going on, but
Did we identify the first shield when we picked it up?
You did.
Do I remember what that identify revealed?
Yes, that's what revealed it has resistance to ranged attacks.
Oh, but nothing else.
I
No.
don't think identify does curse.
Words.
Are you telling me that the person who like sold his soul to save the other people probably is cursed by a stupid shield? Is that what I'm potentially picking up here?
I've been cursed this whole campaign. This is not new information.
Then it's fine. We don't need to deal with it. It's okay.
To be fair, you picked up 2 cursed items. One of them just walked off.
What?
I will say,
Oh, it's
metagame
dead,
knowledge.
the-
Metagame knowledge, we knew that.
Yes.
We just hadn't figured out in which ways they were cursed yet. Now we know.
Well, you know part.
Well, sorta.
Sick. Sick. Love that. We know
Yep.
part. Sick.
Luckily, I'm gonna throw out there. This one's a pretty minor curse.
Yeah, it protects you from projectiles, but it also draws every projectile.
Honestly, not far off. So just because you're joking about it. So this shield, the curse on this shield is, you can't unattune from it unless you get some sort of like remove curse or other like interference. But you are permanently attuned to this shield. You cannot switch off of its attunement, and it provides resistance to projectiles. But if any ranged, it doesn't count for spells, but any ranged weapon attacks occur at any target within 10 feet of you, the projectile redirects towards you.
Sick. That's so funny, actually. That's pretty good.
Wait,
So-
It's a projectile magnet.
It's a projectile magnet, but it provides you resistance to them.
That's
Great.
actually cool. That's a really cool curse.
Isn't it cool? And then I'll just since we don't have Sten, I'll tell you what Sten's was. Sten got those gauntlets.
Yeah.
Those gauntlets.
They made him punch really hard, but after every single attack, he just applauded them.
It was armor. Once you don this cursed armor, you can't get it off unless you're targeted by the remove cursed spell or similar magic. So that's one thing that's different, is that you can leave the shield, but it doesn't end the curse on you. So you still get targeted by projectiles if you leave the shield behind, but the shield at least gives you resistance. But his is he can't take the armor off at all. And while he's wearing it, he has disadvantage on attack rolls against demons and on saving throws against their spells and special abilities. But then I believe it gave him like a demonic strike that he can do or something. I'm trying to see. I don't see it in his.
That's freaking sick.
It gave him like a claw attack or something. So like both of them were double-sided of like they give you a thing that you can do, but then there's a con. So like I don't think it put it into the voice. I'll have to find that specific item.
Honestly, also, of any party member to have that curse, I'm kind of glad it's me. I'm kind of glad it's the sack of hit points.
Yeah. Well, all of you are pretty tanky for what you are. Except I think like Andrew. But
Let's see what Andar's hit points are. Can stop that.
I'm not like too bad.
71. Yeah, that's okay. Fine.
All right, Irina. You can use magic now. Congrats.
all right. I'll try and be careful with it.
It's like Andar's really big one, except much smaller.
That's
She's
not
seen me
encouraging.
cast Firebolt. I bet she's seen Mem cast Firebolt as well.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the other way of describing it was so much more fun.
That does raise her AC to 8.
Let's go. She's up with me.
I'm removing it from.
So the projectile thing with the shield you have, is it only enemy projectiles?
I think it's any projectile.
Any
done
ranged
by-
weapon attack aimed within 10 feet of.
So if I'm standing next to him and I aim at like Baba Saga, it's gonna come back and hit
No,
him.
Yeah.
it's anything.
Okay.
No, it's anything that's
No?
aimed at, like the target is within 10 feet.
So yes.
Double check
So
it.
yeah.
So
What?
if he's standing
So if he
next
was
to
standing
Baba
next to her.
Saga,
If
and I
he's
try to
standing
shoot
next to
her-
Baba, yes.
But also, you still need to do that because as player characters, we don't know. So still attack.
Correct.
And that's our plan.
Whenever a
Yeah.
ranged
Okay.
weapon attack is made against a target within 10 feet of you, the curse causes you to become the target instead.
A ranged weapon attacks.
Weapon,
Also-
not spells. But that is above table.
Great.
Yeah, I will. If I'm in a bad spot, I'll react accordingly on the fly. Right.
In theory, considering your plan, you will probably not be able to close that distance before melee attacks at you.
Yeah.
So,
At least with the
That's also true. I'm not the fastest by any means.
Yeah. If I have the crossbow, if I have the crossbow equipped and I shoot, I have to unequip it and equip a different weapon and then dash in to hit her, attack her with my other weapon.
yeah, but we haven't really done like
Unequip and
actions
equip.
for unequip and equip. Basically, we've let it be like you can switch weapons
next-
as free actions as long as you're not like constantly swapping them.
That
Like,
makes sense. Yeah.
But we've allowed it to basically be like on this turn I use my crossbow, on next turn I use my sword.
At brink and like whatever weapon you can have at your side, right?
Exactly.
Is fair game.
That makes sense.
In the same way that like dropping something is a free action, but picking it up is a
Yeah.
unless it's like a key. Like
Would it be possible to hit a bathroom break real quick so I can take my dog out?
honestly,
Let's.
is there anything else that you guys would like to cover before you go back to bed? Because I figure exploring will probably be our next session, especially
Fair.
considering for those watching, we do have an additional player joining. I have coordinated with said player in terms of how they are going to join. But we had decided to give it one session to kind of see the Sten transition through. And then also allow you guys to kind of come up with a what now and like play out all of that. So is there anything in that vein that you guys still want to do today? Because if so, then yes, we take a bathroom break and come back and do it. If we're nearing the end of that, we can just see that out and call it true.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gravy. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Any other in-character
Crazy.
discussions anyone wants to have about any of the Sten stuff or like any of the like plan or what comes next type deal?
Nah.
All right. In that case, the last thing I need somebody to do is I need somebody to roll a d6.
Not me. My first roll today was a 1, so nope.
Mine was a 20. I got it.
Thank you. I hope it's something we want a high number for.
Straight middle, 3.
Okay.
Hey, it's okay.
And then I need you to roll me. What? Or might have been. Let's do a d4.
Okay. 1.
All right. As you guys lay down to rest, you swear you hear a branch crack and a thud off. That's what.
Was it a familiar thud?
No.
Okay.
Was it
If
the
Sten was
thud
just
of
like
a
hiding
dead
in the
body?
trees.
I'll hold on. I'll give you a little bit more description. As you lay down to bed, you hear a branch crack and a thick, deafening thud.
Great. Great. Well, good night, everybody.
All right. And are we good for next week? Question mark.
I believe so.
Your mom will be
Yep.
down.
That should be fine. It'll only be a couple hours. I'll check though. That's true. Well, no, she's not. She's not in town for 2 weeks.
You're right. You're right.
So we should
Right.
be good for next week.
We're good next.
And then at some point during the session, I will not reveal when, you guys will be picking up your have that all set up.
Yay.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Welcome to the next phase of the campaign. And I'll see you guys next time.
Maybe the thud was the new friend following us. Hopefully, friend.
That's true.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, see you guys next. I just gotta optimism.